In this video, we're going to go over the window tool, and I'm going to try to make this video a little bit shorter than the door video. So up here in your architecture tab, you have your window tool. So I'm going to go ahead and left click. And just like with a door, over here in our properties, we have our options. So in this case, it looks like I have 3 options already. But if you don't like any of those options, up here in your modify place window tab, you can select load family. Once again, in here, if you choose anything other than Windows, it's not going to allow it because it's not part of the window family. So I'm going to scroll down to Windows and double click, and I'm going to choose, let's see here, I'm going to choose casement double with trim and click open. Here you can see your window should appear, and if you place it on a wall in 3D, it's going to show it. If you remember from the door video, when I selected open for the door, it brought up a new box that said that I need to pick the sizes of door that I wanted. They were not already preset in. If I come over here to the properties and I check, all of the options as far as sizes are automatically loaded. Again, with the door, you had to load in the sizes you want, so it's nice with window, it just gives you all of them right away. So I'm going to go with 7236, and because I don't like to place windows in 3D, I'm going to switch to my floor plan, and then of course I got to go back to my window, double check that I'm on the correct size, and I'm going to zoom in to this room right here. If you look very carefully, when I move my mouse up and down, you can see that the center is changing. This center horizontal line is representing basically your glass panel of the window. So I can see here that my glass panel is now closest to the inside of my wall. If I kept it like that, that's going to create an opening or a sill on the outside that is going to capture water. I want my window, the glass panel, to be as close to the outside as possible. So I want to move my mouse down so that way this gray horizontal line is as close to the outside as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and left click. And then I'm going to place in another one directly beside it opposite so you can see the difference in 3D view. So I'm going to go ahead and hit escape 2 times and switch back to 3D view. And as I zoom in, you can see here on the first one right here, the sill right here is very small because the window panel itself is as close to the outside as possible. This one right here, the window sill is on the inside. In some cases you might want this, but I strongly suggest not doing that because a lot of times you're going to end up with water sitting here and you might end up with a leak through the window, or you might end up with just leakage into the wall. So I'm going to go back to your floor plan, and if for some reason you made a mistake and you wanted it to be flipped, all you have to do is select the window, and right here you have your vertical arrows. You're going to left click on it and it will flip the window to whichever way you want it to be. Also, with Windows, I'm going to go back to my 3D view if you want to make any changes. So I'm going to select my window, go to my casement double with trim, the 7236, but instead of 72 inches wide, I want it to be even bigger. So I'm going to go to edit type, I want to duplicate, and instead of 72, I want it to be, let's say, 96 inches. So I'm going to type in 96. Get rid of that number 2 there. Click OK. And here, of course, parameters, properties, you can change it if you don't like the materials and finishes. You can change it, dimensions. So instead of 3 feet, I'm going to keep it that way. Width, so instead of 6, I'm going to change it to 8 feet. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. So now I have my much larger window that I can go ahead and place on my house. I'm going to escape out of it, and of course in 3D view, if you grab and hold, you can move your window wherever you want it to be. So windows are very simple, just like doors, found up here in your architecture tab.